Hey, what's happening, everyone? Tim from the MBAA here. We are getting ready to kick off our 2026 XC Series. Big thanks to Pivot Cycles and Team Charity Case for being financial supporters that really help cover a lot of the base costs that allow us to give more money out in grants at the end of each season. So big thanks to them for returning again, along to all of our other sponsors. Team Charity Case is the presenting sponsor for McDowell Meltdown this Saturday. Wanted to run through a handful of notes and things from camping and everything in between from camping, parking, and some race specifics. So the course is currently marked. If you're out there pre-riding, you will see pink pin flags out on course, as well as the course arrows corresponding to the various courses that we have out there: green, blue, black, and red. The Strava, I believe we have the Strava routes online as well, the GPS files on the website. If you want to upload it to your computer, you can do that. The park entry fee is going to be $10 this year. Maricopa County raised the prices. So $10, or if you have a season pass, then you don't have to worry about that. Exact cash is helpful for the front entrance gate. Camping is going to be the same, $22, the same as it's been. They let us keep the old price. Camping in the Four Peaks lot. Parking will also be in the Four Peaks lot. So when you enter the park, you'll turn right. That will take you to the Four Peaks lot, and the race itself, the comp lot, is on the left. $22 a night for camping. Same format as last year. When you're camping, we're going to ask that you park along the perimeter of the Four Peaks lot, and it's best if you can kind of back in so you're perpendicular versus just pulling in along the desert and taking up a lot more width space. Then the middle of the Four Peaks lot is kind of left open for day of parking. The park entrance gate, so getting into the park, closes at 8 p.m. So if you're camping on Friday, if you're planning to come in later in the evening, you need to be in before 8 p.m. For the series this year, we've got 5 races, and we're going to take your best 4 of 5. So if you race all 5 races, you get to drop a race, and 4 of those 5 races will count towards the series overall. You need to complete 4 races to be eligible in the series overall. So if you can't make it to one race, not a huge deal. You can still be eligible for the overall. If you do all 5, you can drop one race, and those 4 best races will count. For the team competition, if you gather some friends, you can sign up for either the big ring or the little ring. So the big ring is 10 or more, and the little ring is 9 or less. We need those rosters submitted by the Estrella race. So the second race on the 24th. So sign up. You can sign up online. That'll get you a team tent spot in the pits if you want to be set up right kind of near the feed zone. Double check your race age. So the race age is the age that you will be on December 31st of this year. So whatever age you're going to turn 1 year older at some point this year. And so on the last day of 2026, how old will you be? If you already had your birthday on January 3rd and you went from 16 and you just turned 17 on January 3rd, then your race age is 17. If you're 16 and you won't turn 17 until November 1st, well, at the last day of this year, you're going to be 17, so your race age is still 17. And when you have a series like this, that just helps keep it congruent across the whole series. So it really only applies when you're kind of on that age group cutoff, where you might bump you up to the next category. But just double check your race age. That's how the USA Cycling and a lot of other organizations will have it set up to be the last day of the year. So double check on that. We ask that you don't ride with music. And I know there's bone conductor headphones and speakers and kind of out of ear music devices. But we're going to ask that nobody ride with music, whether it's earbuds in the ear or around your neck or a speaker. With so many riders out on course, even if the music is not inside your ear, it still makes it hard when a rider comes up and passes or is trying to pass. Even if it's dead quiet out with no music, we always get run into issues with riders trying to pass and people not either hearing them or letting them pass. So we just want to make it as safe and easy for riders to navigate other riders, lap traffic, competing with the riders that are in your category. You're going to encounter riders out there that are not in your category, and that's where the leg marking comes in. So after you register, you're going to get your leg marked with a corresponding letter or number, and that way okay, I am marked with a D. And so if I'm starting my race with multiple age groups together, then for the podium, I'll only be essentially competing against the people with D marked on their leg. So you're, essentially racing against everyone that you start with, but for a podium, if you're in 19 to 39, you're going to get a corresponding letter, and you're going to have a separate podium than the 40 to 49 group, even though you might start together. So that's just another reason that keeping our ears free from distractions and things to be able to hear other riders so that you can communicate in the single track when passing. We will have the Oso Cub Zone back, the Kids Club, the Kids Zone back this year. And so we'll have activities for the kids as well as some ramps and things. And then we'll do the free kids race at McDowell. It's going to be 12:30. We usually try to do it right around 12:30, depending on the start times. Sometimes we have to bump it up to 12 o'clock. But McDowell, the free 6 and under kids race is going to be 12:30. Right in the venue. So if you got little kids, they can sign up for that. Friday, we'll be doing a packet pickup from 4 to 5 p.m. at the venue. So if you're there camping or if you get there to pre-ride, you can pick up your number plate and get that all ready to go. You can also register on Friday as well. Registering online is the quickest and easiest way to do it. Because if you show up, we'll just hand you an iPad to sign up as well. On Saturday, we're going to have the MMC is going to have the free bike gear, clothing that was donated to give out. So if you need some bike clothes or various components and things, there's lightly used cycling clothing that you can pick from, and that will be next to the merchandise tent. We've got a $1,000 cash purse for our elite men and elite women, top 3. Elite men and elite women. And then for McDowell only, we're going to have an e-bike category. That will be the first race of the day. That will go off at 8 o'clock. We're kind of limited where we can have an official e-bike category. It gets a little bit confusing because places like Havasu or a lot of people ride out at Hawes on e-bikes. Technically, those are both BLM and Forest Service land. And so whether it's enforced recreationally or not, some places are a little more lenient, but when it comes to a actual permitted event, we're not able to hold, like Flagstaff is all on Forest Service land, so we're not able to have an e-bike category. So we really didn't have a whole lot of traction with the e-bike category over the years. I think there were about 13 people signed up for McDowell. So McDowell was always the biggest turnout of the races that we did offer it at. So we're going to keep it for McDowell, but the other races, you won't have that e-bike option. We did add a couple categories this year. We added expert rock crusher. So you'll have intermediate and expert rock crusher. Let's see, we've got marathon 60 plus for both men and women. We've got beginner, what did we add? We added beginner women 70 plus. So we've got, basically beginner, intermediate, and expert categories that go from, all the way our junior categories, 6 to 8, and then all the way up to 70 plus for beginner, intermediate. And then when we get into the expert category, we have a 50 plus category. We found that a lot of our aged riders or seasoned riders, if you will, prefer to do some of the longer distances. So that's why we added the 60 plus to marathon. And the elite category just has a 50 plus. But if there's enough of you, 70 plusers that want to do the elite distance, if we get at least, we need at least 5 to make a new category. But if there is interest, let us know. So that's what I've got for you. Should be a great weekend. Going to be nice and sunny. Like I said, course is marked. The trails are in great shape. We've been doing a lot of work out there over the last 6 weeks. The fall did have some bigger rains, so there were some ruts and various things that needed work, and trails are running really good. So we hope to see you out there this weekend at McDowell Meltdown, and cheers.